Okay, Donald here from D&D Defense, and today's video is going to go over some dry fire practice, but also going over some speed reloads and what that will look like, and what you should do when doing speed reloads. So when doing a speed reload, one of the primary things you need to focus on is where your hands are at with the weapon. And so the best way that I've learned how to do this is just imagining a square where my fingers are at, going to my shoulders and downward and then in. This is what's called your workspace, where you're working with the weapon to reload it. So what this will look like is I have the weapon, release the mag. Always make sure that you're checking your weapon before practicing with it, always maintaining safety. So looking down the barrel, doing a finger swipe, making sure there's no bullet in there, swiping the inside. I don't have anybody to double check, so I'll double check myself with another finger swipe on the bottom of the mag well. Okay, it's empty. Checking my mag, swiping that, no bullet. It is now safe to place in and lock the slide forward. So then reholstering and checking some of my other mags. My apologies for the delay there, but it's also good to check your other mags, especially if you're doing speed reloads. So as you can see, no bullets in these. Place into your mag pouch. You draw your weapon, and so the weapon is always in this little space here, as what I referenced earlier, known as your workspace. You really don't want the weapon to move too far outside of that, mainly because for the purposes of this drill, if your weapon is outside, it's a longer distance for you to reload. So I'm going to demonstrate the right way and the wrong way. I'm going to first do the wrong way so you can see the difference in timing, and I'll slow it down for the purposes of the video so that you can actually see why this would occur if your weapon does not stay within the space that is being demonstrated here. So coming off a draw, I fire, I drop my mag, but notice where my firearm is at. It's way out here. So as I drop my mag, I pull my mag, and mind you, when I pull my mag, it's my fingertip that's here. That's why these lips are on these magazines, because once I grab, I bring in and load. Now, if my firearm is way out here, as you can see, there's a farther distance for this mag to have to go. Not to mention that you have a more likely chance of missing the mag well, not getting it in, and fighting with it before you actually get it in. If you're engaged in any type of gun battle or gunfight where somebody else is shooting at you, seconds count. And so you don't want to be losing seconds, fumbling over the mag, not fitting into the mag well, all because you had your weapon too far away from your body, requiring you have to travel a farther distance in order to put the mag in. And so releasing that mag, placing it back in my pouch, and then placing the old one in. Now what I'm going to do is demonstrate a little quicker on a speed reload with the firearm within my workspace. So I draw, fire, boom, drop, and I'm ready to go. Now, some may say that I did that slow, but that was significantly faster than what I did before. Maintaining that workspace is invaluable. It maintains discipline over the weapon and control over the weapon. Not to mention that in a reload, if your firearm is out here and you're here, now to bring it back in so that you can, realign your sights and engage is going to be significantly hindered as well, as opposed to being here, right in the workspace. The gun is in front of my eyes. I can see it. It's not way out here. It's not over here. It's not over here. It's in front of my face, allowing me to see the weapon, the mag, and my target if necessary. Dropping the mag, pulling out, finger on the groove of this mag, slides in, and as you can see, a smooth transition into gathering my pistol and engaging my target. So an additional tidbit with fast reloads or quick reloads is how you set your mags in your mag pouches. And so for those who may not know what a mag pouch is or are unfamiliar with firearms in general, this is what's considered a mag pouch. Very basic, very cheap, but very useful. I mean, yes, there's more sophisticated ones that you can get. It really depends on what you need it for. For me, it's just to carry my mags. There's some people that do this for sport, and so they need more durable mag pouches and holsters. For me, once again, it's more for self-defense, so it's not getting that additional wear and tear. That being said, when you set up your mags, I'm going to get a little closer for video purposes so you can see. So you have the mag pouch here, and that's going to rest kind of in the belt line. Different mag pouches will rest differently, but the way you're going to set up your mags is, you see this lip right here. You're going to be wanting that to be facing where your belt buckle is, like in the direction of your belt buckle, and both of them. And there's a reason for that, and I'm going to kind of demonstrate that as well. When you put this in, this is how it's going to rest on your belt, depending on whether you're lefty or righty. I'm a righty, so I'm demonstrating with my pouch being on the left side of me. I'll be operating my weapon system with my right hand, so I can't possibly have my mag pouch on the same side. So my mag pouch would have to be on the left. That being said, that's the reason why I set up my mags the way that I did, with this lip right here facing my the direction of where like my belt buckle is, or my belly button. And the reason for that is when I go to reload or do a speed reload, I don't want this lip pointed in this direction, because when I go to grab it, I don't have this lip right here giving me some additional grip. But more importantly, when I pull this mag up, I'm going to be orientating my wrist like this so that it can slide in. if the mag is pointed in the opposite direction and I pull up, even if I have that and I turn over, the magazine is in the opposite direction in which it needs to slide into the weapon. And so therefore I would have to turn it. You don't want to have to do that if you're dealing with a self-defense scenario. So make sure that if you're carrying for self-defense, you're being safe with the weapon. It's in a retention holster. It's concealed depending on what state you live in. And you have a secure mag holder such as this. There's a variety of different brands. And I think most importantly, how you're setting up your rig or your belt. You know, some people carry inside the waistband, some outside. It really depends on the state, meaning is it concealed, unconcealed, or both? You know, I live in a concealed state. But that being said, there's some flexibility there. As long as I have something over it, even if it's printing, it's still considered concealed. So that being said, you always want to set up your tools for your ability to best respond to a threat. Because, you know, some may think, well, why do you need so many pouches or so many mags? Well, when adrenaline's going and you have somebody else shooting at you, the likeliness of you hitting that person with the first magazine is highly unlikely. And if you do hit them, it may not be enough to stop the threat. And so it's always recommended, in my opinion, to carry additional mags. So just in case you run out of ammo, you're not just there with an empty gun and the other person still has shots left. You always want to be prepared. And so having multiple mags is part of that preparation. Another part of that preparation is making sure that your mag pouches are aligned in such a way that if you ever, God forbid, need to reload a new magazine, you're not fumbling around trying to make adjustments in the middle of a gunfight. So again, before I end this video, making sure that your firearm is, you know, controlled, sight alignments, and when you've fired off shots and you need to reload, you're not bringing your weapon out here, you're not bringing it over here, you're not bringing it down here, you're not bringing it over here. You're keeping it directly in the in the direction in which you would be holding it when you're firing shots. And that's mainly because when I reload, it makes it easier for me to drive that in and then come back into action without having to readjust my sights and engage my target. Secondarily, the alignment of my magazines so that when I'm ready to drop this mag, I can grab like this and turn over so that it easily slides into the mag well and is ready to go. So that's my video on speed reloads. If you would like to see more content like this or other content such as martial arts instruction, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you live in the Hartford County area in Connecticut, please drop a comment saying that you do live in that area. And more importantly, if you're interested in self-defense lessons, also leave a comment, and I will get back to you with contact information on how to set up those lessons. Thank you and be safe.